Hey everyone, it's John here again from Sydney Serpents, and what we're doing today is another feeding day today, but we're also going to take you through basically our rack setup and actually how we go about weighing all the snakes every month. Okay, so this is basically our scale that we use. This is pretty much just a food scale that we got from Walmart. You know, it's pretty cheap, maybe like 20, 25 bucks at most. I can imagine it's not the most accurate thing to use, but it does the trick for now, just so we can get a pretty much a rough estimate on our snakes and see how much they weigh. But basically it does grams, kilograms, pretty much up to about 5,000 grams, so it does what we need for now. And basically we just put all the snakes into one of the plastic tubs, zero out the weight, and see what they weigh every month. Okay, so this is our rack setup that we have. Basically 10 shelves, about 32 inches long each, 18 or 19 deep, and as in inches, I can't really remember, it's about 6'3" or so, and it's full out from the floor to the top. Basically what we did, we got four 4x8 melamine sheets from pretty much any hardware store, or lumber store I should say, and it didn't cost too much, about maybe about $100, which is not too bad. And basically the whole setup, you can either have the small tubs like you see here, got 4 small tubs across, or then we just go with the larger tubs with 1 snake per all the way down. We plan on making at least, I don't know, maybe 5 more racks in total by the time when we're done. One for maybe just the colubrids, ball pythons. We're gonna keep the boas separate in like their tanks like this because they get too big for the racks. But other than that, just for babies as well. But as for the actual setup, it's not too difficult. We basically just had to cut all the wood to specification, and we leave this in the back here. You can see, I don't know if you can see it that well. There's about maybe 2 inches open gap, and that's basically, you can see the wires here, and that's just to wire them from shelf to shelf. And what I'll show you, basically we got heat tape. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I'll put it in anyways. Heat tape goes all the way along the back of each shelf, and that runs down basically into our thermostat for now. We're only using this one. I know this doesn't have the direct gauge on. We're using this one just because we have the other one on our adult corn snakes that are cooling in another room, but it keeps it at a very pretty decent temperature. So we basically got the supplies from Big Apple Reptile Supplies in New York. Wasn't too bad, pretty cheap. Got about 30 feet of heat tape. Actually took about just a little bit less than that to do the whole rack, so it's not too bad. And with the extra connections and stuff, it's really, you know, a few bucks for the connections. So, but that's basically our rack setup for now. Like I said, we'll be adding a lot more to that in the next little while. Okay, so what I'm doing here is basically just setting up the tubs for weighing. Just taking the smallest tubs that they can fit in, just so they have the minimal amount to spread the weight out, so I can get a pretty much accurate reading on it. But we just weigh it out. Say 75 grams for the small tub. I come over here. Basically just mark down how much that weighs, and when I actually weigh out the snake, I'll just minus the 2 totals, and then get the weight of the snake. For the tubs themselves, we were looking at trying to do up some cards. Basically, you can kind of see on here: Orville, Pantheropus caudata, corn snake, what het, or not even what het, what morph, male, female, and the ID number. Okay, so like I just said, I just had them all weighed. The cat's going retarded over here. There. Weighed them all out. They're basically still in the tub. Got some food ready. That's actually a pinky rat, good size for the sub-adult corns. Brand new cage all cleaned out. Weighed her up, and now I'm just gonna give her her snack. So she's all happy, and basically we'll put her back in her fresh cage, good to go.